Hey there, boys and girls. It's Ralph Garman, and you're listening to Talking Codswallop. Good choice.
Hello, everybody. This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. You might know me from the Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast and the I Sell Comics podcast. Listen, I love podcasting. I love talking, but what I really love doing is talking Codswallop.
Hey, I'm Alicia Witt.
I'm Daniel Portman from Game of Thrones. I play Podrick Payne.
I'm Ellipses, and you're listening to the Talking... Okay, I'm Mark Bernard, and you're listening to the Talking Codswallop podcast.
Hey man, it's Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, whose voice you were never used to hearing in the 90s until I started opening it up, man. And that's because I'm a podcaster and you're listening to a podcast, Talking Codswallop, right here, man.
Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma.
I'm James.
With us today, we have got one of my favourite people on the planet joining us that we've never actually spoken in person before. So it's usually electronic. And we met each other through through the No Phony Podcasting Network. And she is the amazing Melissa from the Brook Reading podcast. Yay!
Oh, thank you.
I kind of butchered that a little bit because I was working on the fly, but you know, you still are one of my favourite people. So,
Oh, thank you so much. As are you guys. I'm so happy to be here. This is great.
I'm going to be honest, I was slightly hurt when you were introducing, Melissa as one of your favourite people, because I thought, but I'm already here.
Well, James.
One of her favorite Americans, maybe?
Okay, we'll allow that. I mean,
Okay, good.
That's okay.
I did say one of my favourite people, James.
I don't know, it felt more at the start you were going, this literally was your favourite person. I'm thinking, but I'm here. Okay, I've been around a bit, but you don't have to reintroduce me.
All right, one of my favourite people that I've never met in person.
There you
All right.
go.
So anyway, now James's ego has been kissed to death, and now how's everybody doing this week? James first.
Yeah. Well, how am I doing? I'm not doing too badly. I'm still on the mend, but I am on the mend, which is the main thing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm doing all right. I've been having a reasonably good week. How about you?
Let's go Melissa next.
Oh, thank you. First of all, I'm so glad you're feeling better, James. I was very worried about you. So, thank goodness you're on the mend. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm having a decent week. I'm nothing too terribly exciting. So, just hanging out, doing some podcasting.
Well, it's just me then. A crap week. No, I haven't really.
No.
It's only, for full disclosure, it's only Monday, so the week hasn't begun yet, really. And it's Bank Holiday Monday in the UK. So, it's all good from this point of view at the moment. I mean, I've been a bit ill this last couple of days, typically because it's a long weekend. My body decides to shut down. It was just, I took the dog off for a walk and a couple of walks while I was just looking after him on my own, and decided, obviously good dog owner, again, take him out for walks and stuff. So did it for 2 days, and obviously not continuously. And and then I've unfortunately since probably about Friday afternoon, I've been laid up in bed because my legs and my arms, it's just like this real intense ache, but not like my muscles have been aching, but something weird. It feels weird going on, but yeah. But so I feel like I'm slowly getting out of that. But of course, tomorrow's Tuesday and I'm back at work, so of course I'll feel better.
You're blaming the dog. The poor dog.
Yeah. I am blaming the dog. But it's probably not helping the fact that where I'm kicking his his ball around so that he can go fetch it and stuff as well. So that's probably not helping. But anyway, you know me. Start as I mean to go on with the moaning.
Nice positive start there. I'm just going to do one very English thing and check in with you, Gemma. As it's a bank holiday, how's the weather?
Actually, it's not horrendous.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not beautiful sunshine like it would normally be on a bank holiday, because that doesn't ever happen. But but yeah, what's it like up there?
Grim. It's gone from being really, really nice a couple of days ago to just cold and overcast and horrible.
Yeah.
Melissa, how's the weather with you?
Oh, I was going to say it's not great here either. I mean, okay, I'm not going to lie. I am happy I am not in hurricane weather anymore.
Yeah.
We had a quote unquote hurricane last weekend, and in my neck of the woods, that just meant we had really bad rain. Mm-hmm. But I know, so I'm in New Jersey. I know up North Jersey and parts of New York and Connecticut kind of got hit a little worse. But now we're having another hurricane, as you probably heard of, in Louisiana. So that's just fucking up everybody's day.
It's a proper hurricane, but I think they've reclassed as a tropical storm.
Yes, I did read that this morning, thankfully. So maybe things won't be. They did say New Orleans already got hit, so hopefully it won't get hit again. So keep our fingers crossed. Yeah,
because I woke up early this morning, and the first thing I did was sort of check how it was all going over there, because you just feel so sorry for New Orleans, don't you? Because it's like, and I probably pronounce that incorrectly, but I'm sorry, I'm British. But
no, you're fine. That's one of those, you can go either way.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel so sorry for them, because they obviously had Katrina, and then they've had this stupid Ida as well.
I know, right? I feel terrible for them too. I mean, I know we've had, some bad weather here on the East Coast with Sandy and whatnot, but that was the biggest that we had, and we haven't, like I said, knock on wood, we haven't really suffered much since with weather. But yeah, I know they keep getting, I guess it's just being in the South and with like warm fronts and cold. I'm pretending I know shit about weather. I really don't. But
no, keep going. You could lie and sell this brilliantly. It's coming in from this area. The ice.
I know. I need a green screen behind me, though.
I mean, if Michael Fish, this is going to kind of go over the top of your head, Melissa, unfortunately, but I'll tell the story afterwards. But yeah, if Michael Fish can get it so wrong, basically what happened was he was a weather reporter in the UK, and he said that it was going to be a beautiful sunny day, so everybody went out for like a picnic and stuff, and it was like the worst storm ever in the UK.
I have to obviously bow down to you on that, Gem, because I'm too young to remember that.
Oh, shut up, you're older than me. Yeah, shut up.
I was going to say, that was funny on your last couple of episodes. I told Gemma this already, James, but you two battling as to whether you're a Gen Xer or a millennial, I was crying laughing. and my vote, if you care, is that neither of you are Gen Xers. So you're... From your references, I was like, I don't know.
I feel all dirty inside.
But it truly cracked me up. I was crying, laughing so hard.
Well, thank you.
Excellent.
That's another thing I should have put in my intro. Melissa is also a salty tadpole, so that's always a good thing.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, you basically are getting the full, the full story here, that me and James off mic as well as on mic bicker like husband and wife or brother and sister.
I love it though. It's great.
Yeah. But we know we never mean it, don't we, James? Well, I do.
Well, you can say that. I can't possibly comment.
Oh, you made me laugh with drink in my mouth. Oh dear. So another weird thing that happened today, because I had a little drive around today, and I saw 12 magpies, and I was like, well, what's that mean then? Because it's like you've got the whole song, haven't you? What was it? One for sorry, two for.
It either means lots of happiness or something truly, truly horrendous is going to happen. I'm just going to I don't know. What do we do? Do we err on the side that it's going to be terrible?
Can I not just get
safety's sake?
Can I not just get lots of gold?
What did somebody say to me? Don't ever expect anything great from either a person or a situation, because when it goes horribly wrong, you won't be disappointed.
Well, I think that's actually probably me that said that, isn't it? Because I usually still...
You've educated me then with that one. Just aim for the worst possible scenario.
Yeah. But seriously, though, it's like so weird to see 12 magpies it was all on a rooftop.
It is creepy.
Yeah.
It is a bit creepy.
Yeah. It's like the birds.
Isn't that a nursery rhyme?
Yeah.
Am I going crazy?
No, you're not. It's 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told. So maybe I'm getting double gold. I don't want the kids.
Go.
I don't want the kids. They can bugger off.
Yeah.
I don't want triple silver either. So
I've tried looking online. There's not even an answer of what this could be, basically.
Oh, no.
Should we make one up?
I like the double gold. I mean, I'm a fan of that. That's why here we never drop spoons.
I've got one for you. 12 for wealth.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, I was going to say, 12, your crops will wither and die, working on the principle of going for the worst case scenario. 12 for wealth. Oh, well, I tell you, if money's coming your way, good stuff.
There you go.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Magpies. I really do appreciate it. So that's been my week, really, so far. Because obviously, like I said, there's not really much happened because we've only just started the week. So nothing's Well, I was going to say, nothing's really pissed me off either, so I don't think I've even got Codswallop.
Oh, God, now that makes me feel really uncomfortable.
I know.
If you're not pissed off, because generally you're really, really riled up over something.
Oh, I should just do one positive thing and one update thing.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of an update as well. But James, our wonderful Nathan Page, which I know we shouldn't really talk about another Salty Tadpole when there's one amazing one here, but yeah,
it brings our listeners. It brings our listeners total to 2, so that's going to be a good thing.
Still 4 earlobes, and if you listened, it would be 8.
I know, but I don't want to get your hopes up too much.
Well, yeah. So obviously Nathan Page, he's our amazing. What was it?
Yeah, no, this is you're gonna have to edit that part. Gemma,
no, I know I will.
It takes the shine off it.
No, I know.
He's great. He's wonderful. Who the hell is he?
That amazing. What the hell does he do? Oh,
yeah,
God.
That's usually how they describe me. He's great. He's wonderful. Who is he again?
Well, now I can't edit it out. Sorry, Nathan. It was too funny. But I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the word paranormal expert. So I know who you are, Nathan, but I just couldn't think of the wonderful paranormal expert that we had on our Halloween episode, wasn't it, James?
I think you're wonderful, Nathan, despite the way Gemma's, mysteriously painted you by not remembering who you are.
And you have a really cool job. How do you get into that?
Well, his actual job is working at a chocolate factory. Now,
that's rad
which is
too.
cooler then?
I know.
That's the hard one to. Damn, which would I want?
well,
I could tell you how to become how to study, paranormal psychology, but yeah, ooh.
Okay, I was going to say, though, Gemma, I am really excited. I do want to hear about Nathan, but the chocolate factory, while cool, that's also where Jeffrey Dahmer worked. So,
no,
yeah.
What, did he?
Yeah, that was his day job.
Yes. Yeah,
no way.
Good point.
Yeah, so I don't know, but I want to hear about Nathan, though.
Well, now that I'm going to tell my story, I'm actually concerned. No,
Is Nathan a serial killer?
Yeah, wow. I've met him in real life as well, so eek. No, basically, if you cast your mind back, when I was sort of like saying to the salted tadpoles, please send me Ferrero Rocher and stuff like that. Well, he didn't send me that, but he did send me a shoebox full of chocolate bars.
Right, but we've and Dharma worked in a chocolate factory.
I know. I feel like it's kind of taken the
the shine off.
The shine off it completely. But thank you ever so much, Nathan, because I know you're not a serial killer.
No.
Eat the chocolate. And if I'm solo running this next week, we'll know why.
Well, I've already given a piece to my mum and Graham, and they're both fine. So.
Wow. I mean, if he was a serial killer, this would be the ultimate way to get money, wouldn't it? Just keep feeding chocolate to the family. And go, but I got it off Nathan. I don't know anything else. So just try to do a nice thing.
So Nathan, please can you let me know, did you actually include some body parts in this chocolate making facility? Or process, should I say?
Oh no.
Yeah, but anyway, I thought it still was very, very sweet, and he's not a serial killer because I've met him in person and he seemed very nice, so
of course. No,
yeah.
I get
I do like the fact that the focus of when you're deciding who is not a serial killer is the nice. I mean, let's be honest, most murderers are not going to be like, I'm going to try and paint myself to be this really, really awful person so I can't get any trust for anybody that I'm going to murder.
Well, James, to be fair, you should know as you've met 2 serial killers in life.
This is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
This is true. Yes.
I think you're going to have to tell Melissa the story.
I have, yes. So I've met I actually went to school with the children of, and actually went camping on a Scouts, lads and dads camp with, I think the person who holds the record as our highest level serial killer, which is Dr. Harold Shipman.
No.
And I also used to go to a comic book shop, which was run by the man who killed Leslie Ann Molseed, Ronald Castry. So, and I was actually completely alone with both of them at points. So, but as I'm not an old woman with money or a young girl, my chances of survival clearly went up rather highly.
Yeah, you would have been fine, but oh wow, that's crazy. I never heard of the second person, but I've certainly heard of Harold Shipman. Yeah, no.
You're not, I mean, on either front, you're not missing much. These are murderers.
I just have a strange fascination for not just true crime in general, I should say, more than serial killers. Let me preface.
No, I do as well, and I watched an interesting documentary recently about Nilsen, the killer, or Nielsen, the killer. He was a Scottish serial killer. Very interesting.
Yes, Dennis Nilsen, right?
Yeah, Dennis Nilsen. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch that.
I haven't seen that one, so yeah, I didn't even know about that one actually. So
I knew about
Dennis
him.
Dennis Nilsen was something else. Very strange.
Yeah, I tell you what, while we have some kooks over here in America, you guys over in Europe have some crazies too. Oh my God.
Yeah, definitely some oddballs.
Yes,
we definitely do. Yeah, because both me and Melissa listened to the last podcast on the left, which is a podcast which is based about like true crime and serial killers and stuff like that. So they also do other things as well, but they're also comedy as well. So yeah, very.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, I mean that could be a podcast that you actually listen to, James.
I mean, yeah. I mean, let's not get overly excited. I don't know that I'll be, able to stretch myself to listen to them, but I'll give it a shot.
There's only like 400 and something episodes to listen to. You'll be fine.
I know. Yeah. But it's funny that you mentioned the paranormal research, too, because they do a lot of that, too. They cover paranormal. They cover, like, Mothman, Bigfoot, all those, cryptids, all that kind of stuff, too. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, they do kind of cool stuff like that.
Yeah, they do.
Excellent.
I'm doing promo for a podcast that like 100% doesn't need it. They're doing fine.
I was just thinking that. I was thinking, well, maybe we should actually promo our own podcasts. Yeah.
If we promote them, they will hopefully promote us.
Oh my God, that's like my dream.
I just love to tell Ben Kissel that I love him.
Oh my God, me too.
It's one of the hosts, James.
Oh, I have such a ridiculous crush on him.
I managed to just about grasp that one.
Well, there you go then. You're a very intelligent man for once.
Well, for once. I thought we'd established that I was profound last time.
Yeah, no, yeah, good point. You only open your mouth and say profound things, but alas, today you haven't. Anyway, going back to Nathan, thank you ever so much, Nathan, for the chocolates. I really did appreciate them. Yeah,
that's very sweet.
Yeah. It's very good of you, Nathan. I mean, you did kind of get lost in the conversation we're having then. We sort of really veered off onto off the beaten track. But yeah, what a lovely guy. We don't think you're a mass murderer or a murderer of any shape or form. I promise.
Well, like I said, I've met him in real life, and we went around a Comic-Con together, and you know, he seemed like a really nice, friendly guy. So if he is a serial killer, then good for you, mate, because you are a nice guy. Maybe this episode should be called Nathan the Serial Killer. So far it is.
Yeah.
Let's see where we can go from here. The other thing was an update on the whole O2 scenario of what I've had to deal with.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that recently when I was out. I've got a new mobile, and I was thinking this all went reasonably touchwood smoothly for me. I wonder what happened with Gemma's.
Oh, well, thank you. Let's talk about it.
See, I do think you outside the podcast arena.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart.
It's normally along the lines of I'm really hoping Gemma doesn't try and hurt me.
Is it because you want Nathan to send you some chocolate? Is that why you're a little bit jealous?
It could be that. So when I get back spasms, I wonder if you're sticking pins into a Ouija doll. Those very voodoo dolls of me.
Yeah, a Ouija doll. There's something really wrong with this episode already. I can't talk. You can't.
And I've lost the ability to remember words.
Yeah. It's almost like marble mouth for me and goldfish brain for you.
Well, we know I've got the goldfish brain. I'm just going to say you enjoyed yourself so far, Melissa.
I'm loving this.
If there's something like a clicking noise, that means Melissa has just logged off and turned the computer off and prays that she's never ever invited back on this thing again.
Oh dear. Yes, it's a very good point. I will.
No, if you hear a clicking noise, it's me pushing my chair back so I'm not laughing directly into the microphone.
Now that I've pulled the rug from under your feet, Gemma, what was happening with O2?
Yet again, you've done the same thing. Yeah, so O2, right, I went through the whole drama again, calling them up and whatnot, but it looks, well, hopefully, touch wood, gently again, so that Socks doesn't bark. Oh, shit. Well, you heard that.
Aww.
So, yeah.
That worked really well.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's story number 3. That should be as well. But
excellent.
But basically, I love the fact, that I said that I haven't had much to happen this week, and I've talked for almost like 22 minutes solely on my own.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff has happened to you. If you think about it really so far, you've been ill, you've been sent possibly cursed chocolate, and we're now on to the phone issue has not been resolved.
Well, no, it has.
The floor is yours.
Well, it kind of has been resolved, so hopefully if, kind of 7 days is up on Tuesday, so tomorrow, or 10 days is Thursday, and I think it is anyway, Thursday or Friday. And is basically eventually got through to somebody who said, oh, okay, I can see that the phone's been sent back to us, so we'll issue the refund. So, woohoo, amazing. So, yeah, it took a lot of time, but it looks as though hopefully my mum's going to be getting her refund that she needs and deserves at this stage. Obviously, I've still not written my letter or email. I'm not going to write a letter, carrier pigeon it over. But yeah, it's, it hopefully has been resolved. So fingers crossed. But then the day after the telephone,
It was all going to say, I was thinking this sounds too good to be true.
yeah. But then the day after I dealt with this telephone call, I then got some post and they'd sent the mobile phone that's broken back to us. So we're like, well, what?
Oh my God.
Are they actually telling us that they don't want this phone either? Or they're still going to issue the refund? Or are they, what's going on here? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to see if she gets a refund and go from there. And then if, we'll see, maybe, just either sell it on, one of those recycled mobile phone places that you can do, sort of, I don't know, we compare mobile phones or whatever it's called. And, yeah. Or I have to go back onto the phone with O2 again and demand this refund.
I'm just interested to see how this pans out.
I am.
I do find it interesting they've sent you it back. It's, as you said, it's almost like they're thinking we really don't want this piece of crap and we'll just send it back to you.
Yeah, exactly. So, if there's anyone out there that's looking to buy an iPhone 7 for cheap.
Who would like to, please, post some pictures. Who would like to buy a broken, non-working phone? There's somebody somewhere who would, I'm sure, buy it and try and do it up and sell it on.
Well, yeah, I mean, welcome to, as long as we get our refund, it is an opportunity, but to be honest, the only thing that seemed to be really wrong with it was these dots on the camera.
Right.
Everything else seemed to be okay-ish. So, if anyone does, hit me up.
Anyone who, well, if you don't care about the camera feature.
Well, yeah, exactly. Ironically, probably Graham doesn't even care about that, but he probably doesn't take photos with his phone anyway. But oh dear. So that was fun, and also the last thing, and then I think we'll move on to Melissa's podcast because she's been sitting here so patiently waiting.
No, it's fine.
Melissa hasn't yet slipped into the coma. She's getting there, though. It's we're close. We're touching, entering into the void point, but
I've just got so many updates. We had a guest on last week, so I couldn't do all this last week. So unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, our dog, obviously, as you heard a minute ago, anytime somebody knocks or rings the doorbell, he has a barking fit. Mm-hmm. But he started lunging at the person at the door as well. And I know we're kind of laughing, but it isn't funny as well because the postman has turned around now and said, "Look, unfortunately, if you don't get this sorted, we're going to have to put the dog on a bad dog list," kind of thing. Like, yeah, look, you're not a bad dog, but kind of like a dangerous dog, kind of thing. Because when he lunges, he really lunges. So we've been spending the last couple of days trying to train him to not bark at the door. So we've been ringing the doorbell with one of us outside, and then, James, stop giggling. It's necessary.
No, it's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
It is a good idea, but I'm just amused.
But then we need to sort of get like a stranger to come and ring the doorbell as well, so that it's...
No, I'm not doing it.
I was just going to suggest. I mean, I would, but you're closer than I am, so,
Actually, probably not. You're probably, you're probably a fair distance away, but not as far. So my friend Beej, he was part of the No Phony podcasting network, and he was, he's got a podcast called Dog's Best Friend. So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you kind of remember him or not. He hasn't been there for about a year or so don't worry if you don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but he's actually been giving us some tips and stuff as well. So, yeah, fingers crossed we'll be able to get that sorted.
Oh, that's great. That's cool. You have your own, dog whisperer, too. That's awesome.
Yeah, all the way in Australia. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there any idea why the dogs are doing it?
I don't know. I think it could possibly be the doorbell, because the doorbell is quite, well, to be honest, I don't like it either. So I can understand if the dog doesn't like it. But he's also very, very protective.
Right.
Yeah,
And
that makes sense.
yeah, and the reason why, like, with regards to the postman last time, I was on my own. I also wasn't feeling well, so he's doubly protective over me because I wasn't feeling very well. So he proper sort of like wanted to check out that the person wasn't a threat, but we still need to get him sorted. We don't want him to, we don't want him to do that. We don't want him,
No.
because he's a really, really good dog, other than that tiny little thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, and you don't want that to escalate too, because people are
No.
jerks about that kind of stuff.
yes, exactly. So yeah. Ugh. So there's all my news. Thank you for listening to this week's Talking Codswallop.
Yeah, it's been a good one, hasn't it? This has gone from I didn't have really much to say to
Thanks for being here, Melissa.
Yeah, of course. I'm always an ear to or shoulder to cry on or an ear to bitch to. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, does anybody else have any codswallop that they'd like to get off their chest?
I don't think we can compete with what you do.
Codswallop is never a competition. It's a frame of mind.
I have a tendency to get it off my chest on my 5-minute rant, but so that's why I feel like if I say anything, it's going to be repetitive. Anything shitty happened this week? I don't know. I can't think of it. Like you said, it's Monday.
Yeah. I was going to say you can skip it if you don't want to. That's absolutely fine.
I mean, if your listeners want to hear about how my car got broken into, that was awful. But that...
Yes.
No, please. No, yeah, please.
Oh, my God.
I'm not enthusiastic. I was going to be like, hey, please do tell me. But please.
No.
I benefit from your misery.
I understand. Misery loves company, right? No, so that was...
That's interesting. Yeah.
That should be one of your taglines for the show. But yeah, that's kind of an old one. A couple weeks ago, I don't know how I did this because I'm stringent with always locking my house, always locking my car, always, closing my purse, everything. And this one particular time I just forgot. And of course, that was the night where, after I spoke to the cops, they said that this had been happening across my neighborhood. It's like a team of people, and they walk up and down the streets and they try all the car doors. And if they try one that's open, one of them will be a lookout. Another one will get into the car and look for, the self-starting ignition cars, like you push the button.
Yeah.
Okay, so that still needs like a little, like a key fob that you usually keep on your keychain. But some people, I guess, keep them in the car, which to me is just like preposterous. Like, really? That's basically like you're leaving your car keys in the car. Because if that thing is close enough, you can just go in the car, step on the brake, hit that button, and take off with the car.
Yeah.
So they were looking for cars that had that mechanism in it. Mine doesn't. Mine is a new car, but I'm not that fancy. So, but they still got into the car and rooted around, looked through the glove box, looked through the like little storage thing to, I guess, see if I had a spare set of car keys in my car, which again, why would I do that? They didn't find anything, but they found my 2 iPhone chargers that I always keep just plugged into the car, for whenever, and took both of them. And the reason I knew that somebody broke in was the next morning, my door was like, it wasn't ajar completely, but it just wasn't closed fully. And my chargers were gone and the car smelled like smoke. And I haven't smoked in years, and especially even if I did still smoke, I wouldn't smoke in my car. So I was like, oh, great. Somebody who was not me was in my car last night, and I took it to the cops, and they couldn't do anything, unfortunately. They couldn't run prints because everything in the car was made of plastic, and they said that nothing would have done it or nothing would have come up. But they just said, be extra vigilant. If it happens again, contact us. And I'm like, you don't understand. I am vigilant. I'm like, this was just one of those fluke things that I never do. And obviously will now never do again, but it was not, like, my car is 3 months old. And I was like, some piece of shit messed with my car. I was so angry.
Well, on a positive, they didn't take the car. That's
exactly.
the thing. They only, took some charging stuff, so.
Exactly. I know. It did work out at the end.
Can I just say, if we ever change the tag to this podcast or add to it, Misery Loves Company, we'd have to get Andy back.
Yes.
Because he's one of the most miserable people I know.
Aww.
I don't know at the moment. Since he's been in lockdown and been working from home, he's a lot happier than he used to be. You've taken the misery spot now, James.
Well, I was going to say, I have taken some of that on board. Clearly, I've adopted from him.
Yeah.
But I guess the reason that Andy's probably happy is that he's not having to be around people.
Yeah, exactly. The same reason I'm happy, and the same reason you're happy.
I understand that completely.
Because Melissa, what do you do for a job?
So, I don't really know. No. During the beginning of the pandemic, I was still teaching, but in a regular public school. And when we shut down, we all did Zoom classes and whatever. Mm-hmm. I've since gotten fired from that job, and that's a whole other huge codswallop. That's a whole other thing. But I did. It's kind of a blessing because now I'm still a teacher, but I work for an organization that sets up teachers with kids who are in mental health facilities or hospitals, and they can't go to school. They can't physically go to school because either physically they're hurt or something. Like if you break your leg and you're out of school for 2 months, you need a teacher to still help you with your assignments.
Yeah.
Or the kids that I work with are in mental health facilities and they live there. So they're getting their therapy from their therapist. They're getting, if it's a medication issue, there's doctors there, they're getting their medication. And then they have a part of the day where they work on their academics, and then I work with them.
Yeah.
So that's my job. Am I going to be virtual? I don't know. Maybe. Because who knows?
Well, yeah, but I think in a way, that was probably I don't know if you want to go into the reason why, with your teaching job, why that ended. You're more than welcome to, but if obviously don't want to, that's fine too. But I was going to say, actually helping special needs people and, with people with learning difficulties and things like that, I think actually that's probably more rewarding in a way, isn't it? Or
100% it is.
Yeah.
I started last year, so I got to meet some students that I was working with, and they're amazing. And some of the problems that they have that they're dealing with, I'm like, I know adults that couldn't handle this shit. Like, you guys are just, amazing young people and trying to stay positive despite all their stuff that they're going through. Yeah, whatever. I mean, the reason I got fired was probably the same reason that other people have gotten fired too. Like, you just, don't work well with your boss. So, I'm not gonna get into all that, but
no, fair enough. Yeah,
but yeah, so that's basically that.
Yeah.
Just going to. I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, James is going for a wee. Okay.
You're right, I am.
I was going to say, is that a possibility? Can I go do that too?
Yeah, of course you can, yes.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know where to, stop.
Yeah, no, you can stop anywhere. Carry on.
Okay, wee break. Okay, we'll be right back.
All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore. When I was young, I never needed anyone. Those days are gone, 'cause I don't know the rest of the words. All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore. I'm making myself laugh.
Hello.
Hello. Well, you managed to get back quicker, so well done.
How does that? What? Wait.
I don't know. Maybe he's gone for a poo.
Okay, or he probably has a bigger place than I do. My bathroom's literally right behind me.
I'm sure it's that he's gone for a poo.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that was funny. That was great. I've never had anybody tell me I can take a wee break. So that was fantastic.
Well, of course, yeah. We always want.
Just made me.
Yeah, we all want to feel comfortable, so it's all good.
That just made me so happy. But it's never been referred to as a wee break, so that was great.
I did go for a wee, and thank you for serenading me.
Did you hear me? Did you?
Yes, I did.
Ah, I was Melissa because you didn't have your headphones in. I was going all by myself.
Oh, no.
I don't wanna be.
I love that song.
That's what I get for not removing my headset from there. And I'm like, wait a minute. She's singing songs to herself, and Gemma did pass into the slightly insane territory where she started laughing, going, I'm amusing myself.
I did. I said all of that.
That means that you could host your own show, because I literally laugh to myself. I mean, I've kept them in episodes. I make myself laugh, and then I'm just like, well, this is just me making myself laugh. So, see, you could solo host.
I absolutely could, but life would not be the same without James.
Oh, I understand.
Damn right it wasn't.
Because he's one of my favourite people that I have met in real life.
That's so cool. I really do.
And so
I wasn't
far,
just saying
I'm not a
that. You
serial
guys.
killer.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Well,
Not yet, anyway.
I really do love listening to you guys talk. Like, it just makes me laugh so much, and it makes me miss my pals because I haven't seen them in forever. And
Aww.
I mean, we chat all the time too on Zoom or whatever, but yeah, it's nothing like seeing them in real life and hanging out.
yeah. Well, I mean, me and James never see each other. We've only met each other. Ouch. We only met each other twice. So, yeah.
Oh, really?
Like,
Wow.
2019, 2018, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
actually,
shit.
might have been both of those times. Yeah, because we actually live. Well, James is probably about a 6-hour drive away from me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we're not kind of on the doorstep from each other, are we?
No.
Wow.
We met at it'd both times be conventions, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think Birmingham and London.
Yeah. Both times. Well, ironically, both times I couldn't find you as well, wasn't it?
That's true. The first time, memory serves, the first time you were delayed getting there.
I was. Yes. Me and my friend went out drinking the day before.
No. There you go.
Yeah, so like the Comic-Con had nearly finished by the time I got back. Kind of thing.
Oh no.
Not really. It wasn't quite that bad, but yeah. But yeah, and then we actually physically went to London Film and Comic-Con together, obviously based in London. And and then we James just kept wandering off, and I was just like, I cannot find you.
All I can really also remember is it was incredibly hot.
Oh, yeah.
Incredibly hot.
Yeah. It's a glass ceiling.
Hold a it's always a smart move to hold a convention on one of the hottest days of the year in a very old building with no air conditioning.
That's
and
the
a lot
worst.
Of glass.
Yeah, with people in cosplay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. I kind of miss Comic-Cons, but then again, I kind of don't.
Yeah, I don't miss the crowds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Or as I would call them now, super spreader events.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or the people that actually don't know how to use deodorant.
Oh, God. No, I've noticed that. Oh.
Yeah.
God. I don't understand that. That should be my news story that I have. All the celebrities that are like proud of saying that they don't shower like but once a month. I'm like, are you guys shut up? Just stop talking.
Yeah, I mean, if you're that concerned, just use recycled water. Like you did in the olden days. The baby was the last one to be washed in the really filthy water. Kind of thing.
And then don't complain when you get friggin' cholera. Like, shut up. I can't. Oh my God, I hate hearing about that. Like, you have so many resources and you have so much money and
Yeah.
You're going to be proud to say that you walk around stink bomb, and then you're going to make up some stupid health reason about it too. Like, well, you're not really supposed to wash your skin all the time. Shut up. That's not true.
It's a happy podcast, this, isn't it? And I got told I was the miserable one.
I'm not miserable. I'm just angry a lot.
Yeah. Remember that, salty tadpoles? Who's been positive on this section?
That's true.
I mean, I've serenaded them.
That's true.
You did. I missed it too. I really like that song too.
It was beautiful. You'll have to learn the rest of the lyrics, though.
Yes. When I was young, I never needed anyone. And I've forgotten the rest of the words.
Making love was just for fun.
Ah.
Gemma, you never saw Bridget Jones's Diary?
Oh, I have, but I just couldn't remember the lyrics.
Oh, okay. That's almost one of the best beginnings of a movie I've ever seen. Like her drunk and just singing that song.
Well, I pretty much sounded like it, I have to say.
I was going to say, that's like, I've been there, except not singing in a British accent.
Oh, so James, have you got any codswallop this week?
Don't think so.
Oh, you're such a
Take one of
letdown.
ours. Clearly, we have tons.
And anything I said is just eclipsed by the hour or so we've been doing this.
We've only been recording for 47 minutes, I'll have you know. So nearly an hour.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I don't think I've. Well, the only codswallop is this.
Go on.
When let's run with this. I've got a codswallop. See, currently we're seeing an increase in people out and about, obviously, because people are feeling happy to go out in either naivety or whatever, thinking that we're just going to get the Delta variant and ill, and they've probably given up on the idea of anything else. But it's something that happens a lot anyway. But I get really, really pissed off when I'm out trying to get into town or do something, and the people who just grind to a halt in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It drives me. It's been driving me even more spare of late. But yeah, it's that's how about that for a codswallop?
One of my biggest pet peeves ever. Yeah. I completely understand.
It's I'm not going to go Malcolm Tucker. Don't worry. But,
so it's not a driving codswallop, it's a walking into people codswallop this week.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as slow drivers.
Yes, exactly.
You can probably do more damage with the slow walkers though, can't you?
You would be more upset if you damage your car, probably less if you just push them to the ground. But yeah, I found it annoying. But yeah, that's probably the most annoying thing that for codswallop that I can think of. Off the top of my head right now.
Well, I get that though. But also when you're driving, you're a little more vigilant. You're a little more like your eyes are definitely more on the people in front of you and behind you and next to you. So if you're on the road and you see that there's a slowdown, I just talked about the hurricane. Like I said, It's just like a really bad rainstorm last week, but I was dumb and I had to drive in it because I didn't leave earlier when it was nice out. And everybody on the major highways where you're supposed to go, 55, 60 miles an hour slowed down to like 25. Everybody put their hazard lights on and nobody cut anybody off. It was actually kind of nice.
Yeah, it's also, I particularly love when people drive incredibly slowly in bad weather to the point of danger, or to do the polar opposite and drive incredibly fast. But yeah, people, I mean, the problem is when you're walking, people are going to stop and it's annoying. In driving, you're dealing with complete arseholes a lot of the time who are just creating problems and safety issues. But I'm calm. This is not me in the back of the taxi, Malcolm Tucker anger style. I promise.
But yeah, I almost feel like it's worse when you're walking because you're like, I don't know about you guys, but when I walk, my head's kind of down. I'm not really paying attention to the people around me. So if you stop short in front of me, I'm probably going to bash into you.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
And I'm a big person, so I'm probably going to knock you over.
But the other problem you've got at the moment is because we're in a situation where people, there's the risk of people transmitting COVID.
Oh, God, yeah.
You end up with people in a reasonably close proximity, which again isn't great when they're stopping. And just... I won't swear, but they are just so focused on themselves and not thinking of the people around them. This is putting COVID to one side anyway. It just pees me off.
Yeah.
So I was reasonably calm until you told me to think about what had codswallowed me this week. I think my blood pressure's just gone up again.
Oh, no.
Gemma honestly does this on purpose.
I do.
You know what I said about the voodoo doll? Yeah, she's like, let's just see if we can get him annoyed.
I 100% do that.
Yeah. Great. It's funny, though. So cathartic.
Well, I think that it's important to move on to Melissa and for her to tell us about the Brook Reading podcast.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yeah, well, I wanted to give it sort of an opportunity for you to kind of promote your show and things like that because, you know, I've listened to it for a long time now and I really do enjoy listening. So, you know, it's just thought I'd give you an extra little platform to kind of, you know, promote it and why you wanted to start it and whatnot. So
Thank you. I appreciate that. And honestly, just being here, just chatting with you guys, I forgot I was a podcaster. This was nice. I just feel like I'm, you know, just like chatting and hanging out with pals. So that's, of course, I appreciate that. I was just thrown for a loop because, you know, that's my life. But, so yes, it's called the Brook Reading Podcast, as you said. And thank you so much for saying that you like listen a lot. That means a lot because I definitely, as you probably do too, sometimes get in those ruts where you're like, am I just doing this for nothing? Is anybody listening?
yeah.
So it's nice to hear that actually the work is paying off. I do post weekly. That doesn't necessarily mean that I post a review of a book weekly anymore, like I used to. But I still definitely post weekly. I've also started to like change the format a little bit, but it's definitely always surrounded by something literary. I used to review a book a week, and that would include author notes, movie reviews, anything related, an article related to the book if it was a newer book. More recently, I've started to interview authors. So actually my last week's episode was an interview with a repeat author who just wrote her second book, and she came back to talk about her second book. So that was amazing.
Yeah.
And now I just kind of do, like, while I still, like I said, I still want to cover literary issues, and you know, events or whatever that, you know, happens to encompass. I've started to encompass more like history. I've started to cover more feminist issues. I've started to cover a whole gamut of stuff that like I just like talking about. So
Yeah.
it's still called Brook Reading, but it's a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah. Well, I think that's quite good because it still gives you, you know, because it's called obviously reading within the title of the podcast, you know, some things you might think, oh, it can kind of limit you to that one thing, but actually it doesn't. It kind of does open up, because even if it's just like a pamphlet that you're reading, you know, you're still reading it. So
Exactly.
yeah, or the internet, you know. So
Yes.
yeah. So it's not necessarily always going to be books, but yeah, it's good. How long have you been going for now?
I started in January of 2018, so 3.5 years.
Oh,
I know.
yeah. So that's
Crazy.
amazing. Yeah.
No. Yeah, this past episode was episode 146,
Wow.
I think. Yeah. I mean, I've
Well
taken
done.
a couple breaks here and there.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I've taken a couple breaks here and there, but you know,
Yeah.
then there were some times where I should have taken a break and I didn't.
Well, exactly. And I think sometimes you do need to have those little breaks because otherwise you could potentially have a breakdown. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why, in a way, sometimes it's handy having a co-host, even a grumpy one, you know.
It also helps if the co-host does turn up.
Well, yeah. That does sometimes help as well. But,
I'm keeping on your toes, though, Gemma, let's be honest.
yeah.
See, that's fun.
I didn't know if you were going to be here, you know, like half hour before you actually committed to it, but there you go, it's all good.
I love that. I always say to my, you know, the pals that we have in the podcasting universe that
Yeah.
do have co-hosts or multiple co-hosts, I'm always impressed, like, how you navigate that whole thing, how, like, not just from scheduling and, like, is he going to show up on time, but how do you not talk over each other? I mean, I feel like I've talked over you guys so many times today, and I feel terrible, but when I'm just recording myself, I don't have to worry about that.
I mean, if you talk over me, it doesn't really matter because my audio is separate. It's just James you got to worry about, but don't worry about him. Nobody tunes in to hear James.
No, that's not
let's
true.
to be honest, I don't even tune into me. I'll tell you, though, the weirdest thing on a co-host front is when we were to pull stuff together for doing things is when Gemma had asked if I'd cover a convention. I wasn't even in the country at the time, and I flew back. I think it was like the next day. I went to cover the convention.
Oh my goodness.
What are you making out there, James? That you had to fly back from a holiday just to do the convention?
You might say that. I couldn't possibly comment.
No, I think me and you are gonna have to have words after this.
Oh no!
No, not at all.
I'd say dedication. I would say I showed dedication, but
Well, yeah.
I don't want to cause a fight between the dream team.
Nah, I always win.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh dear. Well, I don't know if you I was thinking I should probably ask you more about your podcast, Ray. Where can you find your podcast?
That's perfect. Yes, I can totally say that part.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that too, actually, before you said it. I was like, oh God, where am I going to send everybody? But yes, I did recently solve that problem by creating a website. So if you just go to www.brookreadingpodcast.com, you can find everything. Actually, I also just discovered that if you just Google Brook Reading, you find, one of the RSS feeds. I don't know if it's Apple or Spotify or whatever, but you find the website. I believe you find the Facebook or the Twitter. I can't remember. So then you can find me all over all the social medias. And I'm on every podcatcher that I know of anyway. So yeah, that's it. Just Google Brook Reading or go to brookreadingpodcast.com.
Oh, fantastic.
Excellent.
And I highly recommend it as well. Because, Melissa does do a grand job and she puts so much work and effort into her podcast. Like, we literally just sit here and just, turn on the microphone and maybe, maybe look up a story of the week or something like that. But, we really just, we sit here and go, all right, how are you then?
We are the ultimate example of flying by the seat of your pants. Will it work? Will it not work? Just throw it against the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah.
But that's amazing, though. And like I said in the beginning, I wish I could be like that. And it sticks all the time. And I think that's another reason why I couldn't have a co-host. Because if I asked them to do the level of work that I do, they'd be like, hell no. I'm not... I've had guests before and they're like, oh, you want me to read that whole entire book and then watch a couple movies? Okay, I guess so. I'm really lucky that they've been, close friends of mine. They're like, yeah, we want to help you out. We want to support the show.
Yeah.
Because most of the time people be like, what? You want me to do what now?
Yeah, no, that's cool. Actually, well, no, I was just going to say before, you did say that everything lands. It doesn't always land, Melissa. There is a certain thing called editing, which comes into play sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this
trust me.
This podcast could get very interesting if I started drinking again. And started turning up smashed to these things, which is really tempting to try one time. I was actually trying to, because I pretty much don't drink. For a while I didn't drink at all. I'll occasionally drink now. And I was saying to Joanne, because she doesn't drink, that we should just get shit-faced and try and do a celluloid codswallop.
That'd be amazing.
I just also worry that people won't be able to understand either of them.
The problem will probably also face you that partway through we would just start throwing up.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Because if you think about it, Jim, if you had to edit that, you don't like me blowing my nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't be editing it, James. You'd be editing it.
Yeah. She'd be like, I'm off for the week. That's you. I'm sorry. You signed up for this mess. You're going to fix it.
Yeah. I think it'd be like a month's sabbatical, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Sit in the corner with a dunce cap on.
a bottle of Jack Daniels.
That would
Liking
be
the sound of this.
hysterical.
Yeah, and a straw.
Yeah. I'd love to ride on the drinking horse.
That's something from the Ralph Report, because James doesn't listen to the Ralph Report. He's too cheap and he don't pay for it. But
damn.
You're not wrong. Well, you say that. I would say I'm, careful.
yes.
Not cheap, careful.
Whereas, like, I like to throw money here, there, and everywhere, and something
But
hopefully.
that one's worth it. I don't
Yeah.
like to spend money either, but that's totally worth it.
Yeah, definitely. But also kind of a good segue as well with what Melissa just said with regards to putting research into being on somebody else's podcast and whatnot. After our episode, if you then download the Brook Reading podcast, you may hear two wonderful people discussing 10 Things I Hate About You, which I love that film. So
I'm so excited. I can't wait to have you guys on.
yeah, because I'm not sure if you're going to be releasing it this weekend or because we release both on Sundays, don't we? So
We do, yes. It will be in the month of September because every September that I've had a show, I always try to do my quote unquote back to school episodes. So I'll do books that you typically read in high school, your classics, or I will do Shakespeare. So since this does have a Shakespeare tie-in, which I'll talk about later, it will be dropped in September. I just don't know what weekend exactly. And also in September I just found this out actually for this year, one of my famous people in the whole world, I should preface. Stephen King's birthday is in September, so I'm dropping a special Stephen King episode the weekend of his birthday. So there is a schedule in place. I just don't know when this will show up, but it will be in September, so it will be timely.
Okay.
no, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, now the Salted Tadpoles have to go over, download the episodes, and hope that this is the one.
Or just read the show notes.
Or do what I said.
I think they should do what Gemma said, just run the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Is it there? Is it not there?
Good point. Keep people on their toes.
Yep. Keep downloading. One day you'll find us.
Aw, thank you.
To be fair, Gemma, it's going to be like your experience. Which chocolate bar is poison, which is not? Still thinking of you, Nathan. Still thinking of you. You've not been forgotten, mate. Everyone else has forgotten about you. I'm still thinking about you.
Always circles back.
Well, I'm kind of hoping it's not the one that I gave my my mum.
Your mom, seriously?
Yeah.
I hope not.
Well, she picked it herself, so what
All
can
right,
I do?
so then it's on her.
Your question will be answered with loud thud and dog barking.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Can we cut that bit out, James? Because even that's a bit morbid.
I was going to say, I
Very
can't
dark.
even roll with that. Oh, God. Yeah, let's keep the dead parent jokes to a minimum, shall we?
I mean, no, I'm happy for dead parent jokes, but just the idea of the dog, I don't know, because then my head actually I won't cut it out because it's gross, but because then my head
Keep it.
because then my head went to the fact of the dog would eat her.
Oh, God.
Your head. No, you went there. All I was thinking about was the noise level. You see, who's got the darker, sicker sense of humour here? I think you'll find it's you,
God.
Joe.
Oh, it definitely is me.
Oh yeah. I was actually quite normal until I started coming onto this podcast.
I thought it was me,
twisted
but
and
you
dark.
beat me. Oh, my God.
Oh no, James means 3 years ago, before he started on the podcast in general.
Yeah, considering one of the jobs I used to do that really created a very twisted, dark sense of humour in me.
Right.
Oh, so you worked in a chocolate factory, too?
Even worse, chocolate factory would be nice. Hanging out with Dharma and people would probably be a nice relax for me.
Oh, yeah, sure. I was going to say, I've now seen pictures of you, James, since we're friends on Facebook. Dahmer would like
Yes.
you. He went
I'm
for
sure he
good-looking
would.
guys. So
Oh, yeah,
but you'd have to
definitely.
be careful.
I'd be like, did Dharma keep trophies like skulls, or have I got that wrong?
Yes, no, you're right.
So yeah, I'd be a drinking glass somewhere. Sort of.
Yeah, exactly.
He'd be sipping tea or coffee out of me.
This is so fun. I don't get to do this on my show.
Whereas I'm sitting there thinking, this is so wrong.
I'm sorry, didn't you just talk about your dog cannibalizing your mother?
Yeah,
and this is a weird conversation?
Yeah, you started the sickest part of this, Gemma. Own it.
I'm crying.
And let's face it, it's all Nathan's fault.
Nathan, what have you done, man?
Jesus Christ.
What have you created? This was all going to be nice and happy stuff. And then you had to send your poison chocolate in. Dear me.
I think we're going to have to call the episode What Has Nathan Done? Or something like that.
Nathan's poison chocolates.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Actually, that could be a company Nathan could start.
Well, yeah, he'd be competing with the hot dog guy, but...
Yeah, I don't think his sales would be very good, but, you know, you win some, you lose some.
Should we move on to Story of the Week now?
I think so.
I think so, before we get libelous.
Fair enough. So, what story have you got, James, first of all?
I've got one about a goose.
Ah, okay. I'll delete that one then.
You found that one as well?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
That's all right. I've got another 2, so it's all good. So
It does show great minds think alike.
yes, yes.
Oh, we've gone to our old friend the Metro. Who knows?
We've definitely gone to our own old friend, the Metro. So in that case, then, James, did you want to read your story first?
Yeah,
As we've
I'll try not
alluded
to laugh
to
at
it.
the picture of that goose.
Yeah, I know. It's actually really cool, isn't it? Sorry,
Very
Melissa,
weird.
we'll send it to you so you can see it.
Yeah, definitely.
So, a goose flying upside down was just showing off to his mates, experts have said. There was some confusion with amateur photographer Vincent Corneliussen posted an image of the bird on his Instagram page. He snapped the goose while it was cruising upside down in Amsterdam, Netherlands in March. This led many users to question what the bird was doing and if it was okay. Corneliussen reassured them the young dark grey-brown bean goose was fine and was just trying to impress its friends with new tricks it had learnt. The manoeuvre the bird was doing is known as whiffing and describes when birds rapidly descend and zigzag. It is thought to be defence against predators. Corneliussen wrote, "They do it to brag to their peers like, look at me." He added, "There was even a professor from Istanbul University who edited my photo with arrows to teach his students about aerodynamics. Geese seem like they'd do anything for their mates after one of their birds also tried to help a friend when they spotted them having surgery last month." Arnold, who I'm hoping was a goose, was about to be put under for surgery on his leg when Amelia turned up. She then tried to break in and set him free, much to the staff's amusement at Cape Wildlife Centre in Barnstable, Massachusetts. Arnold needed the op after staff noticed him limping and falling over.
Aww.
They were able to capture him and bring him in for an exam when they found he had two open fractures on his foot and scheduled him for surgery the next morning. Luckily, all
Sorry,
went fine.
just quickly.
Sorry,
Why are you laughing at the fact that he's had a fracture on his foot?
I'm laughing because A, it's the Metro, and it just says, luckily all went fine, and he was able to head back out for a meal with Amelia, right? I'm laughing because A, it's so piss poorly written, and B, the entire thing's supposedly focused on the idea of a goose flying upside down, which takes up next to no space of the article, and it just goes on about this bird that's hurt its leg.
That's such a good point.
Why have I wasted like 4 minutes of my life reading this thing? Come on, Metro. Who wrote this? Jimmy Nussberger.
I think that all the time.
Jimmy Nussberger. You can write better than this. But can you imagine if you're a journalist and you're like, right, I'm not, I'm going to be a journalist. It's going to be great. I'm going to be covering all these big stories. I could be covering what's going on in Afghanistan. No, I'm writing about a goose that flies upside down and a goose that broke its leg. Those years of journalistic studies, they've really paid off when you write for the Metro, haven't they? Dear God.
And James has found another codswallop. Melissa, did you want to go next?
Sure. So I started flipping. Okay, this is terrible. I started flipping through stuff again just to see if I could find something better. But okay, fuck it, whatever. Okay.
It's pretty bad if you can't beat the Metro. I mean, let's be honest. And an upside-down goose story.
That was hysterical, first of all. Second of all, I really wouldn't have cared if the goose got hurt because I hate geese. I abhor geese. I'm so sorry if you were a fan, but quick story. My first collegiate experience was when I was getting my bachelor's. The college was like way up in the mountains, like beautiful area. Don't get me wrong. We would go on hikes and stuff like that, back when I was 18 and my knees worked. But on campus, it was so nature infused. Like we had a pond on campus. It was like, again, kind of pretty, but it attracted nature, like geese, which A, crapped everywhere, and 2, like attacked people. Like, I'm not even kidding you. One of the professors was attacked. There was like this now I don't know how badly he was attacked, but of course, like the story grew like you're playing telephone. But they were just mean. They would like, you know how they like bleat or bark or whatever those sounds are that they make? They would just run up to you like when you're in the parking lot and just yell at you and
honk, 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 honk.
Yes,
honk.
thank you.
Yeah, they are rather angry things, and
they were
the thing that ties into actually what Gemma was saying earlier about the dog barking when people are coming. The Romans used to keep geese as like warnings against people coming, towards them to attack them, to maybe steal or whatever, because of the amount of noise they make. So they're always very useful for that. If you
really?
wanted something like as a guard creature, a goose were used for those purposes.
Huh? I didn't know that.
Profound.
Profound. No, really, I love learning new things, and that was very cool. I did not know that. But it still doesn't like
useless trivia.
It still doesn't make me like them any better, but that is an interesting piece of information. So, so yeah, you're talking about whether or not I found anything better than was it the Metro? You said?
Yeah, it's some sort of piss poor free paper.
Okay, well, unfortunately.
I'm never going to get a sponsorship from them, am I?
I was going to say, you may have tanked that opportunity. The equipment.
Sorry, just quickly, or they might actually sponsor us because they're actually that thick.
It's true, because the stuff they write never ends properly anyway. So there's a chance they go, well, they are mentioning us. Yeah, it's got to be positive.
There you go.
In the box.
Anyway, let's let Melissa read her story.
No, it's fine. Listen, don't even worry about it, because it's not even a story, unfortunately. As I did mention for my show, I am very, research heavy, but I didn't know I was supposed to find a story, so this was quick.
No, honestly, it was a last minute thing that I said, and if you didn't want to read it, then that's absolutely fine. I can cut it out. So it's
no, it's fine. I'll read it, quote unquote, but it's not really a story. So you guys have BuzzFeed, because I know you have BuzzFeed UK, correct?
Yes.
But they only write in lists because, sorry, I don't care if BuzzFeed doesn't sponsor me, so I'm going to say this. They don't write real articles, they just write lists. I'm kind of I'm over it. But, however, so I typically don't read BuzzFeed stuff, but I thought this was cute because I'm hanging out with 2 European tadpoles, which is fun. And this list is entitled 23 American Foods that non-Americans find super exotic and intriguing.
Okay.
So apparently they polled some people. Everybody they polled lives outside of the United States. And I don't know if they supplied them with a list of restaurants that are typically only found in America, or the people just knew of stuff. But they asked them, if you were to ever visit America, what would you want to try? And some of the answers are, being that I am familiar with the restaurant, some of the answers are terrible. But for example, an Australian wrote, I am curious to try Outback Steakhouse. I have no idea what it's about, how they represent the Outback. And they're like, we don't call things a steakhouse here. So that already, you should know that it's not going to be good.
Yeah. I've been to an Outback steakhouse, so it wasn't too bad.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to lie, I do like them better than like Olive Garden, which was another answer that popped up a lot. A lot of people seem to be intrigued by Olive Garden. Oh, I don't know why.
What is Olive Garden then? Is it just like Italian or?
It's supposed to be Italian, but I don't like it. The food is bland. It's not, they say like when you're here, your family, and you're supposed to have this super like Italian feel. Like there's, paintings of villas and gondolas and whatnot on the walls. But, so they try to make it look super Italian, but the food is terrible. And being that it is, I'm sorry.
So what you're telling me is a real Italian would probably burn the place to the ground.
My two best friends are Italian, and they hate even driving past the place. They want to burn it down.
I'll tell you what I'll do on this one. I'm intrigued to see what an actual person of Italian descent thinks this. I've got a friend in Boston who's Sicilian.
Oh, okay.
Sicilian descent, so I'm just going to, when we next have a chat, I'll just suggest. I'll say, what do you think of this place?
Oh, yeah, 100%. They're going to...
if there are rude hand gestures...
Well, first of all, you already said they live in Boston, so there will be rude hand gestures. And B, if they're Sicilian, yeah, one of my friends that is Italian, she's half Sicilian, and rude hand gestures are her other language. That's how she speaks. Gemma, you've heard her on the show before, I'm sure. My best friend Allie,
yes.
So she is 100% Italian, half Sicilian. Has a sauce recipe that goes back generations, and it's all the food that she makes is delicious, and she just one of those people that spits on Olive Garden's grave.
Well, we've given them far too much airtime. Who's the next?
Exactly. So next, they do a lot of somebody answered, not exactly a restaurant, but a hot dog stand. I 100% support this because I grew up in a very urban environment, and the cities next to the town I grew up in, but then even including my town. Yeah, if you just have a dinky little hot dog stand, my dad actually used to call them dirty water dogs because they're literally sitting in dirty water all day.
Yeah.
But there's just something about them. They're so good.
I have to say, when I went to New York as well, I had to have one there. So
there you go.
I'm going to be honest. The dirty water dog thing doesn't desperately sell it.
No, it's not going to sell it. Of course not.
Do you want botulism? Come this way.
But I think I've eaten. That might be one of the things I've eaten more of than any other thing in my life, and I turned out okay. I don't have a third eye, so it's fine. But they're delicious. This is another one that I incredibly support, especially living in New Jersey. They tend to call it the diner capital of America. Somebody said just any old-fashioned roadside diner. I can't wait for my trip around the country and the diner stops. I love diners. You can get anything you want at any time of day. The coffee's always fresh and good, and that's important to me.
Yeah, definitely.
And I do want to hear what you guys have to say, so I'm going to just give you a couple more of the places that were named instead of people's actual quotes. But they named Popeyes, they named Waffle House, they named Red Lobster and Taco Bell and the Cheesecake Factory, amongst many other things.
I mean, Cheesecake Factory, I want to go to right now. Yeah.
I'm not feeling these are the healthiest of options.
Oh, no, of course not.
I'm aware of them.
Okay.
I'm surprised Wendy's isn't on there.
I think it is. Like I said, probably all of the major fast food ones are on here. Oh, White Castle, that's one of my favorites too.
See, Cheesecake Factory just makes me think, extreme sugar levels.
Yeah.
But I am familiar with what these restaurants are.
Okay.
And I think I could definitely give them a shot. But yeah, I think I'd just go into some weird sugar trance. I've got to try.
Well, yeah, the Cheesecake Factory, yeah, but at the other ones, they're proper restaurant diner type. Well, We got Taco Bell over here anyway, so
Okay.
yeah, we wouldn't.
Not sure. Popeyes is just fast food, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just chicken.
It's Cajun chicken. So I know how you have like, well, we have like KFC, which is, very well known, like 11 herbs and spices. That's the tagline. And their chicken's good. Don't get me wrong. It's like if you just want regular fried chicken, crispy, yummy, with some mashed potatoes on the side, it's delicious. But Popeyes tries to do Louisiana style. So Cajun fries, Cajun spiced chicken. And I have a Popeyes right around the corner from my house. So when that chicken sandwich came out, there was a line wrapped around outside of the Popeyes down the street and coming towards the street that I live on. So much so that I would have to find a new way to get onto the highway because the highway entrance was also right next to the Popeyes. So if I wanted to get on my like major highway by my house, I had to like cut through town and do it a different way because the lines were insane when that...
You feel like holding up a sign that says, people, it's just fast food.
It's just a chicken sandwich. It's very good. I've had it. It's delicious. But it's just a chicken sandwich.
Well, I've had the pancake one. What is it? IHOP.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because it was actually really... Because I was in New Orleans... a few years back, and so we went there for a breakfast, but it kind of baffled me because everywhere else everyone was coming to the table, but you have to go up to order and you have to go up to pay, and it was all very British in a way because that's how we are over here, but it really confused me. But I was like, what?
I didn't know that.
I've clearly missed out on these experiences because I don't think I've been to any of these places.
Oh no.
Me and James need to have a little trip to America, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be super fun. You definitely have a place to crash if you guys need. I know my place is small and I have a kitty cat, but you're welcome to stay here.
Oh, thanks.
That would be so much fun. And I would take you to much better places than IHOP and Taco Bell, trust me.
Wendy's.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, talking about the fact that you're in New Jersey as well, because I'm doing my little sidetrack again, sorry. But
That's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say that have you gone down to see any of the Kevin Smith filming that's going on or anything like that?
I'm missing so many. I know, I'm missing out. I am very upset. They actually did a call, so this was newsworthy too, but I know this was a couple months ago because my friends shared it on
my
Facebook.
phone's going. Keep talking
no.
with yourselves. I'm going to have to take this. I'll just mute.
That's okay.
Okay.
We have a little jig at that music. That was amazing.
That was cool, yeah. So he put out a call apparently a couple months ago for production assistant people, right? Like there was sound people that he needed, different, like crews basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was work for, a very minimal amount of money or volunteer or what have you. But again, both of my friends that I was talking about, you've probably heard Vic on the show too.
Yeah.
That's my other friend that I always reference. The two of them were film majors in college. So they were like, oh my God, we really want to do this. But, we all have jobs. Like there was no way we could like jump onto a movie set for 3 months or however long he needed. But, oh yeah, I know I missed out on all of the fun Kevin Smith stuff. And I still need to go to the Secret Stash. I've never been. I know. I live in New Jersey. I'm a jerk. I need to go.
I've been 3 times. You definitely need to go.
Oh my God, and you don't even live anywhere close to it. See,
No.
that's crazy.
I mean, I've not been to the new one, but, it's like, yeah.
Still. See, okay, clearly, I need to rectify this because someone who doesn't even live in the country has been there 3 times and I've never been, and I live probably about an hour away.
Actually, sorry, it was 2 times, sorry. Yeah.
So how amazing was it? Like, how much did you want to, like, live there?
Do you know what? It was funny because obviously, I thought that it felt like it was smaller than I thought it was going to be initially.
Okay.
But still it was packed. It was amazing because you had all the like sculptures up and stuff like that as well. So, But yeah, it was really cool. I really liked it, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, got to sit at the podcast table, kind of thing.
Okay, so have you seen that? Talk about news, but again, this isn't really new either. If you go on the website for the Secret Stash, yes, that's the only reason I know about it is because I've seen pictures. And they redid it and it's bigger and stuff like that. So I know I do need to go check it out. Mm-hmm. But they've opened up the podcasting part of it for anybody. You could just pay them a fee and sign up and you can do a live episode of your show from there. So
can you do that? Because I know that Ming and Mike, who are part of the they've got their own recording studio as well.
Studio too, yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know that you could actually do that then.
This might be a new thing. I went on the website. God, I know it was over the summer. I think this was about a month ago, and I hit up my two girls they're I consider them my co-hosts because they're always on the show. So I hit up the two of them and I was like, guys, if I can rent out this room, do you want to do a live episode of my show? But the two of you have to be with, because they're huge Kevin Smith fans too.
Yeah.
And they're 100%, let's do it. They're we'll split the cost with you if you want, depending on how much it is. So I haven't got any word back yet. I wrote them and I said, how much is it to do just a recording, and then how much is it to do a live show with guests? I wanted to know the two prices.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they haven't gotten back to me yet about my question, but I will try again because that would be amazing.
Yeah, I think it would. And you need to let me know if that ever does happen.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, totally.
Well, I know James is still muted at the moment, so he's probably still on his phone call. But what I was going to do was move on to my story of the week. And then hopefully by then, James will be off his phone and we can wrap up the episode in time to do your episode.
Okay.
Okay, so if I was to say Wally the Walrus, do you know who that is? Or what that is, sorry.
No,
okay.
I do not.
Well, there's it's kind of like a famous walrus. Obviously you know what a walrus is and you know what it's named Wally, funny enough.
Yes.
And basically, during all of the football, UK football and stuff like that, then you've both muted yourselves now.
Oh, I wanted to not breathe while you were talking.
Oh no, honestly, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. No, so basically, because I thought something had gone wrong. Sorry, no, it's all cool. Mm-hmm. So he was going up to boats and he was sort of predicting who was going to win, the FA Cup or whatever it was, the World Cup, whatever the thing that we were playing for, England was, whatever we were playing for and we never got.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell I love my sports. But yeah, he's been in our, he's been sort of, the walrus has been traveling around. He's been in Scotland. He's been in all different areas that we wouldn't think to find a walrus.
Uh-huh.
So that's the background of that. So Wally the fucking hell.
That's hard, dude.
Yeah. Wally the walrus. Wally the oh, fucking hell. Right, let's start again. Wally the walrus, yay!
There you go.
Gets behind the wheel of a boat after sinking 2 on a European tour.
Stop it. Oh my God.
I know. So he's been spotted again, this time looking like he should be headed to Saint-Tropez, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that, actually.
Saint-Tropez, France. As he sits behind the wheel of a pleasure craft, the famous sea mammal has got quite a bad reputation recently for sinking boats. But from the look of these photos, he is getting his sea legs now. This is from the Metro, by the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We would hop in for a ride if Wally was sailing the ship. Ahoy there, sailor. What else?
Was he actually sitting behind the wheel, like steering?
Yeah, actually looking at the pictures, he actually is sitting on the seat that looks right in. I mean, he's not steering, but it's he's definitely sat on the seat.
I'm Googling this right now. Holy crap, I need to see pictures. In a boat. Okay.
So Wally the Walrus, yeah. I can say it perfectly now that I'm not trying to say it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Look at him in the boat. Oh my god. He's so cute.
I know.
Oh my god. Is this the one off of Cork Coast? Is that it?
It might be. I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It says.
I see a lot that say Wally the Walrus. Shit, that is hard to say. In Cork.
Well, yeah. In that case, then, so that's in Ireland. So.
Oh my god, that is too damn funny. Oh no, he's facing deportation?
Oh, but you're ruining the story.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. Oh no. Okay, please continue. Go. Cut that out.
No, not cutting it out.
Oh no.
No, it's fine. Nobody knows for sure, but Wally, or Wall, as we like to call him, made the journey from the Arctic to the British shores and Ireland. However, many are speculating that the iceberg he was resting on floated away, and he found himself in unfamiliar waters. So that's kind of the origin story of him. And I'm just... Oh, there's loads of crap now, but... People have been following his adventures with interest, but unfortunately, Wally has struggled a bit with the etiquette of how to interact with his new home, and has left some destruction in the efforts to settle in. To try and prevent this, residents of St. Mary's brought him a pontoon, which he could use as a sea sofa instead. I'm kind of like, yeah. I can't see anywhere about him being deported.
Yeah, I think that was a clickbait.
It might have been. Although walruses are known to travel huge distances on occasion, distances on occasion, there are fears that his appearance could be linked to climate change, which is warming the Arctic twice as quickly as the other areas. Sorry.
No, that makes sense, though.
Yeah, it does. You have to ask, what the hell are these animals doing here? It does raise a lot of questions about climate change. We have had so many Arctic animals, like seals, sea lions, in our waters. It isn't clear where Wally will go next, but if you see him in the UK, it's best not to disturb him. Walruses are protected by law, so basically disturbing him is a criminal offence.
Oh, wow.
It is best to just hand your boats over to Wally for now. Yeah, right. If people got money for a boat, you're not going to just hand your boat over to somebody, are you? A walrus, sorry.
Yeah, he could do damage to it, obviously. Like, aside from sinking it, even just getting into it, I'm assuming can screw some stuff up.
Yeah, exactly. It does kind of look, although it does look kind of cool still, nonetheless.
No, it totally looks adorable, but it's not my boat. So
yeah, exactly, and that's the reason why it's cool.
Oh my god!
But yeah,
so all those animals that you mentioned, are they not? Now I'm making you like the scientist of the show.
That's all right.
Are they not naturally occurring in European or in like UK waters?
No, they're not.
Oh, shit. Okay, so they're really... Yeah. So that's stuff's really getting messed up. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
See, the whole world is going to implode.
Yeah. Well, it had to happen eventually, didn't it?
Yeah, I know. I guess so. I just thought I'd be out of here before it happened.
Well, you might be.
Yeah, but I hope so. Listen, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, this is insane. Oh, my God.
The world may implode, but don't worry, I'm still here.
Thank goodness. You're going to
So
save
you're
us all.
Safe.
Well, I was actually just about to wrap up the episode, so James, you've come back just in time.
Perfect.
That's me. Always back at the perfect time.
Yes. Well, I hope your telephone call was worth it, because you missed a story about Wally the Walrus.
Good old Wally.
Right. Well, in that case, then, I think that we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I've been James.
And I am always Melissa.
Yay! Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful.
And James was here.
Yay! And
I
James
just
was here.
added to it. I just made it better.
100%.